Hello, welcome.
Yes, welcome to church
It's
at home.
a good day to be in church at home.
It's a great day.
It is a great day. It is Baptism Sunday.
Yes.
You love a baptism?
Always one of our favourites.
Woo, get to hear people's stories, get to see people go for a swim.
In a very
sorts.
small tank like
Very small
this.
swim. It's like one breathstroke.
Yeah, except they don't do this.
And they breathe into new
They
life.
do this.
Yes.
A really awkward breath
Yeah.
stroke.
Yeah. Better than backwards. You
No,
get
that's
the
true.
full
Oh, you
water.
get it up the nose. Ugh. No thanks.
No, we don't do that.
It's a very gentle. You will
It's
see.
graceful.
It's great.
It's
It's,
graceful.
beautiful. Plus,
You'll
we
enjoy
also
it.
get to see people's stories, which
We
I
get-
love.
yes.
That's always my favourite part.
Yeah.
Is like hearing what Jesus has done in people's lives, and the impact that he's had
Yeah.
in such different ways. Like I love all the different stories that you get.
Very cool.
Very cool.
I'm very keen.
It's going to be great.
Yeah. And if
You
you'd like
should
to
be excited.
connect in a little bit more to this community beyond just online, we've got life groups where we meet in people's homes.
Yes.
Have maybe some nibbles.
Good chats.
Good
Chat
chats.
About life, about Jesus.
About Jesus.
All sorts of stuff.
Sometimes we do games days. Our one does.
Oh, that's cute.
We did board games the other day. It was
Nice. Do you know what we had at ours the other week? Was Doug brought 3D printed handles that screw into pool noodles and turn into swords.
Good. Oh, that's a great idea.
Amazing. And then gave them to all the children. So
Oh.
what we had was absolute chaos.
That is
And it was awesome.
chaos.
And there are so many children in our life group.
Gee, you got to patent that idea.
Yeah. Gee, I may have just given it up. Maybe we should just bleep that out so I haven't given away a great business idea.
It's great. No,
You
we
heard
trust
nothing.
you.
You heard nothing. And look, there's a way to go. Like, I feel like life groups is like a level deeper from your Sunday community, right? You get, it's the same people
Yeah.
each
Talk about the ups and
time.
downs.
You share life together.
Yeah, it's real.
There's another level of deeper again. I know.
What's the other level?
It's called G3.
Yes, G3s.
3 people getting together, like going nitty gritty,
Yep.
in depth on their relationship with
Yeah.
God and their faith.
Oh, yeah, extra level of vulnerability and
Yeah.
accountability.
It's like a safe space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's good. And there's if you'd like to learn a little bit more about G3s or if you're interested,
Yeah.
there is a thing on the app under the grow tile
Yes.
for G3.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a really cool way to just get a little bit deeper in your faith and
Yeah.
get to know another couple of people much better, or
Yeah.
generally do it with 2 other people that you know
that you
already
have a
pretty
bit
well.
of a relationship with.
Yeah, it could be good.
You
Good
got
suggestion.
people in your corner, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah.
Oh, and look, there's lots of other stuff going on. I mean,
Yeah.
normally we have youth, but they've gone on holidays.
They're on break.
With the school holidays, which,
Makes
because
sense.
you know what? Youth leaders need a rest too.
Yes, they do need
They
a rest.
very much need a rest.
Well, youth leaders will be getting a rest.
Yeah.
Because young adults, if the youth leaders are young adults.
A lot of them are.
A lot of them are. So 18 to 30ish, we've got a retreat coming up the
Yes.
1st of August to the 3rd of August, that first weekend. It's going to
So
go to
good.
Phillip Island, have a whole weekend of rest. Do
Nice.
some whatever fills you up. Reading, puzzles, arts and crafts, sports, whatever. Go on to cafes, whatever it is that you enjoy doing. Come along with a bunch of other people who want to just rest for a weekend and be good.
I love that. I'm going to be doing that, but not at the YA retreat.
Yes.
I apologize because, guys, I am leaving you.
Yeah.
For 3 months, and I'm so sorry.
You're going on a
but
proper
also
holiday.
I'm not sorry. I'm going on a real holiday. I'm
Real.
going on an extended midlife, because I'm not young adult really, retreat.
Yes. Going fully around Australia.
Around Australia.
With a
yeah.
fan.
Going in a van, hitting
Yeah.
Northern Territory, West Coast.
Enjoy.
I really
We will
will.
miss you.
I'm going to miss you guys, but I'm going to the other side of the screen. I will
you're
be
joining the audience.
The one who's tuning in,
Whoa.
that you're welcoming. Whoa.
It's
Yeah.
going to be, look, it will be hard not to have the banter, but I'm
know.
sure whoever your replacement is for 3 months will have good banter as
But
well.
not too good, because I want to come back.
No,
you know?
when you come back, we'll have a lot to catch up on.
I am thinking what might happen is like when I'm watching church at home, like from my little screen, whatever we've got in the van, I'll be bantering
Good.
with you. Like I'll
Good.
just be talking to the screen and pretending that we're bantering.
I might just occasionally laugh as if I'm hearing.
Good one, Trent. Please do that.
Great.
There's a future
Yes.
Easter egg for you. Yeah.
Well, enjoy.
Thank you.
On behalf of all of us, enjoy your break.
Thank you so
Well
much.
deserved.
I really will. I really will. I'm gonna read. That's
Yeah,
my thing.
well-
Yeah, and swim.
Well, while you're resting,
Yeah.
there's plenty of things for you to be doing.
So much good stuff coming up. I'm
just-
actually genuinely sad to be missing I'm pointing at the teleprompter, not you guys, by the way. Little peek behind the curtain there.
Yes.
We've got Broadway in a week.
We do.
Up, and it is genuinely one of my favourite things to go to.
This is going to be amazing.
And for those of you who don't know what Broadway in a week is, it's the young people, so generally teenagers, a little bit younger sort of as well, they get together and put a Broadway show on in a week. This year they're doing Mary Poppins and it's going to be phenomenal. They always do such an incredible job.
Yeah.
And I'm genuinely sad that I'm going to miss it.
Well, I will see it
Please
on your
do.
behalf.
And can you all please see it also on my behalf? I would really appreciate that.
If you're local to here, next weekend there are shows on the 12th and 13th of July.
Yeah.
Come get some tickets, and as usual, there's information on the app for
Indeed.
all of those things. It's in the events section.
It's going to be great.
So we'd love to have you down at the show. It's going to be good fun.
Yeah. It's a guaranteed winner because the tickets are relatively cheap. The show is, relatively short and
Yep.
it's always amazing.
100%.
So great one to take the kids to.
And if you're not local, or if you are local, this is for everybody.
But either way.
Anybody, even if you're up
Even
in
me?
the top of Australia.
Yeah, okay.
There is a prayer wall on the app, which is a really cool way to encourage people just jumping on, just letting them know that you're praying with them, or putting up your own prayer needs on that wall for this community to pray over you.
Yeah.
It's just a really cool resource to be able to involve yourself in the community.
Yes.
In prayer, which is just such a central part of following Jesus.
Yeah.
And that there is also a confidential prayer space as well through the app. But yeah, if you'd like to join in and praying for people, get amongst it.
Yeah, it's a
Fun.
great way. And do you know what? It's a cool way to sort of maybe get to know, not like get to know, but like interact with people that you maybe wouldn't generally.
Yeah.
I just think that's a really beautiful
Yeah.
thing, to find people in your church community and go, you know what? I don't spend a lot of time with you. I don't know you very well. I'm going to pray for you. And then you build that bond when you're praying for someone. So I think that's really special.
Yeah.
So get amongst it. We also there's also a giving
There's a
space
giving
on the
thing.
app as well. We value giving here because
Yes.
there's so much stuff you've seen.
What part of
That's what it looks like.
looks like
With
that.
Jacob's face in the middle. No, look, you've heard about all the crazy stuff that's happening in this space, and there's so much stuff that we haven't
a
even
lot.
talked about. There's always something going on. We're always reaching out into the community. With the Children's Fund in Papua New Guinea, and all of that takes resources, both people and financial, which, I mean, people also equal financial as well, because you pay staff and all that stuff. But you know what? It's not just about the practicalities of that. It's about the heart behind why we give. And we really believe that it is so good for our own souls to practice generosity, because that's what Jesus calls us to. And
It feels good, man.
it does feel good. I love it. It's one of those ones, like when you start, it's like, oh no, I want to hold on to this. And then the more you let go, the more you're like, oh,
This is actually freeing.
This is freeing, yeah. So can we encourage you, if you haven't started to give, maybe give it a go. See what happens.
Yeah.
And if you have been giving, thank you. You're
Yes.
amazing. We appreciate you.
Heart to you.
Yes, indeed. I mean, heart to you all. We love
Yeah.
you. We love you either
Either
way. Oh, now, we did say we've got a baptism.
This is the day.
It's
this
so
is Baptism's Day. So goodbye to you for a long time.
Goodbye.
Enjoy your holiday.
Love you all.
And hello to the new life of people who are getting baptized today.
Yes,
So
let's
enjoy
watch these stories.
this morning, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
My name is Mitch, and I'm choosing to be baptised. I grew up in a non-Christian family. Mum would take my sister and I to Catholic Mass, every Sunday for a while, and we went to a Catholic primary school, but really it was just sort of checkbox Catholicism at the end of the day. After a while, we sort of stopped going. In my teens at high school, I suppose my mates were the sort of people that openly criticised Christians and made fun of Christianity, and I think that had a real profound effect on me because it became a real source of internal tension years later when I started to believe. So during that time, I definitely considered myself an atheist, and that was really validated by those around me.
My name is Natalia Tavera. When I was born, my mom had just become a Christian, so I was raised in the Christian faith. I used to go to church every Sunday with her, even though no one else in my family did. As a teenager, I continued attending church. I like it, but sometimes it felt more like an obligation than a choice. When I was 19, something exciting and scary happened. I moved from Bogota, Colombia, my home country, to Melbourne, Australia. Everything was different, the weather, the language, the culture. Although I love living in Melbourne and I had some family and friends, I often felt lonely. And in that loneliness was when a strong desire grew in me to find a church and draw closer to God. That's when I began the journey of discovering my personal faith. Jesus became real to me, and I can't imagine living life without him. He brought me comfort during times when I miss home and family, and he provided for me time after time again, and continues to guide me as I discover my purpose.
In my early 20s, I met my now wife, Natalia, who'd been a Christian her whole life. And as our relationship grew, she started to talk to me about her faith and about God. And eventually in 2013, she took me to her church back in Colombia, South America. And that was really where I started to, I suppose, explore my faith. But I was still a little bit conflicted, a bit standoffish because of that internal tension of what I thought others, my friends and family might think. But definitely God was starting to work in me at that time.
Since then, I live in several areas around Melbourne and attended many different churches. During this time, I met my partner who wasn't a Christian. That became a struggle in our relationship. We had many arguments about faith and I just didn't know what to do. I shared this with my mom and she just told me, don't argue, just pray that God would touch his heart, and so I did. And then something amazing happened. The non-believer started to believe, and I praise God for that. I married that man, and it has been such a blessing seeing how God has touched his heart and continues to use him in powerful ways.
Back in Australia, we kept going to church and we found Gateway in 2022. And I think by that stage, I definitely considered myself a follower of Jesus. But I also felt like I was kind of just cruising along as like a casual Christian and not really jumping in with both feet like I knew Jesus wanted me to. At the end of the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus says, anyone who hears my teaching but doesn't obey it is foolish, like a person who builds their house on sand. And I suppose that really rung true for me. Like I was coming to church and listening attentively every Sunday, but then just going on living my life however I wanted to. So Jesus couldn't properly start to use me. One way this manifested was in my relationship with alcohol. So I'd been drinking pretty heavily since my teens, pretty regularly. And as I grew closer to God, I kind of felt like it was getting in the way of a full and deep relationship with him. And it was also impacting my relationships with others, my own mental health as well. So in May last year, I decided to stop drinking completely, and praise God, I haven't had a drink since. And I want to reaffirm today as well that I'm choosing a life in which I walk as closely to Jesus as possible, and that life doesn't include a bottle of beer in my hand.
Today we are the proud parents of 2 beautiful children. Together we feel incredibly blessed. Recently, God provided us with a home of our own. I prayed for good neighbors and a local church we could be part of. He answered and he gave us both wonderful neighbors and Gateway Church, which we now joyfully call our spiritual home.
For me, Jesus is love. I truly believe that putting God and love first is the key to the good life. I don't for one second believe that Jesus came here telling us we all have to be 100% pure or you're all off to hell. I think it's the opposite. He gets that life is messy, that we screw up, but we get to keep coming back to him, and that for me is pretty much the best deal you can get.
God means everything to me. I have seen his grace over and over again in my life. He rescued my mom and siblings from an abusive home. He gave my brother a second chance at life after battling pancreatic cancer. He has provided for us every time we needed provision. He gave me a beautiful family, and I want my children grow up knowing that there is a loving God. By choosing baptism today, I want to be obedient to God because I know he doesn't want just part of me, he wants all of me. I want to seek him above all else, and I want to seek him first in everything I do.
My name is Mitch, and I've been made new.
I am Natalia, and I have been made new.
My name is Eliza, and today I'm choosing to get baptised. I grew up in a Christian family, going to church every week. I used to go to New Hope Baptist Church, and I participated in the kids program when I was around 10. And most of the other kids were like 6 to 8. We spent most of our time looking at the same stories over and over again, and I felt like I wasn't learning anything from being in there. At the time, I didn't know much about having my own faith. It was my parents, and the only real connection I had with God was when it was my turn to say grace at dinner. I knew God was in my life because I was told he was by my parents and by school.
Hello, I am Joe and I'm choosing to be baptised today. I have known Jesus my whole life. I've grown up in a Christian family and attended church for as long as I can remember. I'm a surfer, carpenter and lifesaver, and have always had God a part of my life. However, not until this year have I actively focused and chosen to make God the centre of all that I do.
My name is Sienna Reeves, and today I'm choosing to be baptised. I grew up in a Christian family that was very involved with the church, so I always knew about God and how he was the one that made me and that he loved me. But I never had a real relationship with him, seeing church as a way to see my friends and play some games in God's own. This continued as my status quo until my first Camp No Fear, when they asked who wanted to give their life to God, I stood up. I instantly felt tears rolling down my face and was later approached by Tree Burgess, and she told me that God is so much bigger than we can ever imagine, so when we encounter him, we get so overwhelmed and we can't process it all. That has stuck with me ever since, and I often think about it when I'm stressed, so that I know that he's bigger than all my worries and that he has a plan.
Hi, I'm Noah Kia. I'm deciding to make the choice to get baptized today. I was brought up as a Christian by my parents through going to like a Christian school and all that. If you know me, you'll know I have a love and passion for basketball. I play basketball and I watch NBA regularly. It's who I am. Before I made the decision to follow Christ for myself, I strayed away from him for a time. I felt confused with everything in life during this period. In some parts, I didn't feel like I fit into a community properly. In year 7, my mum asked me the question, do you want to go to Camp No Fear? At the time, I had no idea what this was, I'm gonna be real. I didn't want to go or have anything to do with it. My mum kept asking me for 2 weeks and I kept saying nope. But on the night before registration is closed, I randomly said yes. At this time of me saying yes, I didn't really know why I said it, but now thinking back, I can see it's God doing his work in my life.
During my first couple years of school, I experienced some rough years because of bullying, and I was told that God was there with me, so I believed that. I spent grade 5 and 6 in COVID, which really sucked. My family had just moved to Gateway and I was attending church and Switch on Zoom. I felt like I wasn't moving forward in my faith, and seeing other kids in my year level excel felt like a major setback, like I wasn't doing enough. I lost interest in my faith and school during COVID as I didn't have that community around me anymore, because I didn't know anyone, which quickly led to me stopping attending Switch and church, and it took me a while to get back.
I'm no longer going to just have a bit of Jesus on a Sunday, but strive to see God in the everyday. Whether I'm on site or with different trades, or running training sessions for young adults at Life Saving, I'm choosing to be a light for God so that he can shine through me onto others in all aspects of my life.
Later in the year at SIG, at a night rally, another call was made to the front, and I went. Afterwards, Josh Burgess came up to me and asked what it felt like, and then he filmed my answer. I said that it felt like there was a fire in my soul that gets stronger and brighter when I'm happy and in a peak of my faith, but it gets dull and small when I'm sad or distant from God. This has helped me in my life because I can think about that fire and know that even though it's sometimes small, it will always grow.
Then Camp No Fear rolled around. I was nervous as, not knowing how this was all going to work out. On the bus going to Camp No Fear, I didn't know like anyone. That's when this one fella said, hey, his name was Daniel Jones. This fella later became my leader. On the 3rd night, I found myself with Daniel talking about how I went off path with Christianity. He prayed over me, and that's the moment I started to give my life back to Christ.
When I was in year 7, I was invited to Fire Youth by a friend. I didn't go for the message, and only to socialise, but quickly felt excluded as I didn't have that connection to many of them. This led to my mum finding Gateway on Facebook, where she recognised some Flinders kids, and so she took me there. I saw my friends and started going to youth as another way to see my friends and to make new ones, up until my first Camp No Fear. On Cry Night, I felt my first little nudge from God. A sense of relief washed over me and I was called to just sit in his presence and even pray for some people, which was really scary. But I trusted God and that he would put the right words into my mouth, but it was still very clunky. I rode the camp high for a little while, then eventually it dropped and I fell back into my old routines. Looking back, I had grown, but then it didn't feel noticeable until my first face down camp. I spent my elective time in the crafts and games sections and had some really good conversations with people about their faith, which helped me realize you don't always notice the progress, but God does. I started to read my Bible more and pray to him more.
I like to worship under something I call the Church of the Open Sky. So whilst I'm out surfing, I look around me and I'm inspired by nature and reminded of the abundance of possibilities and world that God has provided for me. This is despite having some adversity early on as a child, losing my dad at a young age. This tough life experience did teach me just how precious the love of God is and how hard life would be without him. It would be so hard to do it without God. Knowing I have God in my life allows me to live my life to its full and enjoy the positives that come from every day.
Around this time, I started struggling with panic attacks, which resulted in me getting an anxiety diagnosis at the end of the winter. Most of this stemmed from school worries, and I started to have panic attacks very often in the morning and at night because of what was at school the next day. Since then, the diagnosis has helped explain a lot and makes me feel less broken and has given God more space to help me and other people around me in my life.
A full year later, after spending time at youth with church, community and forming friendships, I found myself at Camp No Fear again. This year, as the speaker asked the crowd who wanted to stand up and make a commitment to God, I felt like standing up. I did. I took a step and learned about baptism, which has led me here today. During worship, there was this song called Firm Foundation. There was one particular line that really stood out to me. That line was, "Rain came, wind blew, but my house was built on you." And this is what I want. I want my house to be built on Jesus.
This year at camp, I felt another spark. This one was bigger and I realized that I wanted to get baptized. So from there on, I started drafting my testimony, spending time at this year's Face Down to pull it together. I hadn't told anyone about this yet, but one Sunday morning, Crystal came up to me and said, "God called me over here. Why?" And I said, "I don't know, probably because I want to get baptized soon." And so she prayed for me, and I realized how badly I wanted this. She helped me realize that I needed to take this step, and I was ready for it. I know my story isn't over yet, and this is another step on my pathway with God, and I'm excited to see what's next.
My faith does define me, and I have become far more confident this year, sharing my faith with other non-Christians that are around me. Being a light of God has become increasingly important for me, and I can only put this down to having a strong community of peers and disciples around me, both within church and in other areas of my life. Having both young and old disciples and mentors in my life has really encouraged me to be able to share my faith with others more. I would just like to thank my amazing mum and two wonderful sisters for being the best family and support I could ever ask for.
I've also found that worship helps me to connect with God a lot. The song that's been most important in my life so far is Oceans by Hillsong. The lyrics that stand out to me the most are, "So I will call upon your name and keep my eyes above the waves." Because it says that even in deep waters when I'm struggling, he won't let me fall and I can always look to him because he'll be there even when I don't realize. Today I'm choosing to get baptized because I have realized that I don't need to be old enough or good enough. And if I believe in God and want to get baptized, then there shouldn't be anything holding me back.
Since then, I've started to build my life on Jesus by making lifelong friendships and growing in faith. Life has opened up so many more opportunities. Things started making more sense. That's when I found my true identity as a basketball-loving Christian. I can see Jesus working through my life and things I love, like youth, camp, my friends, and basketball. I am Noah and I've been made new.
My name is Eliza and I've been made new.
I am Joe and I have been made new.
I am Sienna and I have been made new.
When I look back, I can see your hand all over my past. Even in the times I'd rather forget, I just can't believe you'd love me like that, love me like that. You never let go. Thought I was alone, now I know you were close. I can see it now, you were bringing me home. I just can't believe you'd love me like that, love me like that. Oh, every day gets better when I'm walking with you. Oh, you're my hope forever, what a beautiful view. I will give you praise for the things you've done, and every single way that you've shown me love. God, you have only just begun, so come on, come on, there's so much better to come. So much better to come. So much better to come. When I look back, I can see your hand all over my past. Even in the times I'd rather forget, I just can't believe you'd love me like that, love me like that. You never let go. Thought I was alone, now I know you were close. I can see it now, you were bringing me home. I just can't believe you'd love me like that, love me like that. Oh, every day gets better when I'm walking with you. Oh, you're my hope forever, what a beautiful view. I will give you praise for the things you've done, and every single way that you've shown me love. God, you have only just begun, so come on, come on, there's so much better to come. So much better to come. So much better to come. You never left me. You always helped me. Got through the fire. I find my strength when I'm walking beside you. You never left